And we are live.
Are we live?
We are live. Okay. So hopefully everyone should see. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom to you online. Thank you for joining us. We are actually only 2 minutes late this week, which for us, it's actually really, really good. So,
Not bad.
not bad. A lot to talk about today. As always, before we get started, we need to, of course, pray. My lovely wife is upstairs. She will be here momentarily. So I will open in prayer if that's okay, and then we'll get started. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. God of Abraham, thank you so much for today, and thank you for this beautiful brand new day where your mercies are new every morning and your faithfulness is great. I pray, God, that you would teach us more about you in this study. That, Lord, by the time we're done in about an hour, that we will know you a little bit more and love you a little bit more and trust you more and fear you more. And that we would have the delight and joy of studying your character through your word. I pray, as always, your ministry, your will be done. I pray, Lord, that I would say nothing that would not be from you and that people would be encouraged in you. Thank you so much. In the name of Jesus, our King. Amen. Woo. Yay. Okay. So let me see here. Let's get started. As always, we put the date on so we can keep a good record of everything. Yes. Today is get that up. Today is the 13th day of December 2025, or what day and month in the Hebrew calendar?
24th of Kislev, 5786.
23rd of Kislev. Yep. 23rd of Kislev, because it'll turn the 24th tonight, and then the 25th tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
5786, yes, and it's Shabbat, of course, and we always say
Shabbat
Shalom, which means
peaceful rest.
Peaceful rest. Pray that God will give you guys a peaceful rest, yes, and you all as well while they're joining us today. Peaceful rest. Okay. So before we get started, as always, we want to talk about the continuing war in Israel, and it is continuing because above what? Why do I say it's still continuing?
We still don't have the last body of a hostage.
We still not have all of our hostages back. We have one more. So this is the 799th day of the war. Longest war in Israel's history. Very, very long. And the one body we need left, or that they're still holding on to, is Ran Gavili. Ran Gavili is a 24-year-old man who was brutally murdered October 7th, 2023. And we're waiting for his body back. Now, Gaza, the Palestinians, are saying they just can't find the body. Shucky darns, we don't know where it is. Because Israel, you bombed us so much, we lost track of all the bodies. How do we know this is not true?
We have that on footage of them moving the bodies.
Yeah, we have on footage of them actually moving the bodies, burying them, and then calling the Red Cross in right away to say, hey, we found a body that's buried. So we know they're playing games. What's interesting to note as well is that the phase one of the President Trump peace plan that was foisted on Israel demanded that the bodies be returned within 72 hours of Hamas signing the peace treaty. And it's been months, and they still haven't done it. President Trump wants to move on to phase two. However, phase one is not done yet. Additionally, President Trump has put no pressure on Hamas or the Palestinians to return the bodies of our hostages. Why do you think that is?
I don't think he cares.
Apparently not, right? Apparently not. So it's been very disappointing. Of course, we continue to wait, and he will be returned hopefully soon. We pray. But until then, we wear our little pins reminding us of the hostages and their bodies that still have not been returned. So very, very difficult time. Other events that are occurring, of course, we always talk about, how do you say, anti-Semitism and how it's rearing its ugly head. I wanted to share a video with you all. Yes? And tell me, it's very short, it's only 20 seconds. Tell me what you think. Here we go. Okay, there it is. And then a few seconds later, there goes the getaway car racing away. I agree, Joshua. It looks like it's red. So, somebody explain to me what we're seeing in this video.
A at-home anti-Semitic event.
Oh, can you tell me where and when this event happened?
Last night, here.
Okay, this is our house in Colorado, right? And last night, about 10:47 p.m., This, no doubt valedictorian of his class, came up and attacked the Israeli flag that we've been flying from our house since October 7th, 2023, right? And I said, we'll fly it as long as the war goes on. And unfortunately, it's been flying a lot longer than I anticipated. But we fly it proudly, without fear. And last night, this young man decided to hack away at it with a knife, very long knife, and run away with it. So, yeah, this is in Colorado. Does Colorado have anti-Semitism?
Oh my yes.
Does it? Yeah. So it was, of course, the Boulder was it last year or earlier this year?
I think it was this year.
Yeah, that saw unfortunately the murder of some Jewish folks burned to death by a Muslim man, as you recall. So, yeah, what to do? What to do? Anti-Semitism continues to rear its ugly head, even though the peace process has been signed by the Palestinians. What is the best response to this? What do you all think?
Move.
Where?
Iceland.
Iceland actually just bowed out of Eurovision because Israel will be participating in it. Greenland. Don't hear a lot about anti-Semitism in Greenland. Probably because 5 people live there and no Jews.
There's probably like 2 zoos.
If that. Hannah.
I say Israel.
I want to move to Israel. Israel has its own problems, but I'm totally okay moving to Israel. That's no problem. I'm fine with that. So it has been a very disconcerting. Obviously, this happened after we fell asleep last night. Nobody really heard anything. The young man hacking away blindly with his knife. It was almost poetic, and not in a positive way. He could have just grabbed it and thrown it on the ground, or grabbed it and run away with it, but he chose to take a knife to it. So I think he was really communicating a message of aggression, right? And knowing this, how do you guys feel? Are you like, okay, we'll just blow it off and move on? Are you like, Dad, I told you so, you should never show you're Jewish publicly? Or
I just don't feel safe.
you don't feel safe?
None of us have ever said not to show Jewish publicly. What I'm saying is, I feel angry.
You're angry,
I mean,
yeah.
because it's not just about the 50 flag. We can buy another flag. We can hang more flags.
Right.
And they can keep cutting all they want, but because we'll just keep hanging them. But the point is, oh, we're just going with the dogs here. The point is,
Hello.
they attacked the house.
Yeah.
They attacked They attacked the family because they went onto our property.
Yeah.
With a knife. With a knife, and then cut down one of our objects.
Yeah.
And then they fled like they had just robbed the bank. Yeah, it's like,
well,
like
what do you think they were trying to communicate? When they were just saying these people have a flag I don't like and I need to tear it down, or was there a deeper message with a knife that this person couldn't share?
It was probably. I think it was a threat, but I also think it was probably 2 teenagers who freaking on Reddit too much.
I mean, maybe there are other flags on other houses up and down our street. There are American flags. There's a German flag. There's a football flag.
Maybe like
some military flags. Were any of them stolen, damaged, or hacked?
No.
No. So I think this one was targeted.
No, it was definitely
for a reason, 100%. Right?
And I think
this is
I
anti-Semitism.
think using a knife does have a double meaning to it.
I agree.
Because
That's a threat.
they didn't even take the pole. They left the pole.
Right, they left the
It's a
pole.
tiny pole.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Why didn't you just take it off, take the whole pole, take the whole flag?
Yes.
You mean, well, obviously they want to make a
They
statement.
wanted to cut it, which is it's, and it made me. I was so angry when I woke up and I saw the video. I was like, "What the frick, guys?
Yeah.
What the?" It's like,
Yeah.
I know we do nothing to anybody. We go about our business, trying to be honest
live.
family citizens. And
So
I mean, what right? I mean, this is for anybody. I mean, what right does anybody have to infringe upon somebody else's belief?
I agree.
Or even, come onto their property unannounced, and if you really have a stance, then show your face, knock on the door and say, hey, I'm anti-Israel. Please find out why you're anti.
That would require fortitude and courage, not something you see in anti-Semites.
Yeah.
So a message for our young thief, and it looked like a young man, high school or college age. This is the message for our young thief right here. This is hello.
Israel.
This is our Israeli flag, and we will be putting it up again. And
Not only that, we're going to put up a sign.
Yes, and I already hung our Star of David out there.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
and
On the
Yep.
thing.
Yep. And we're not going.
Yeah.
We will not be
Put up.
scared away. We will not be terrorized, and we will not be silenced. So we have as much right as anybody else to live right here. So there's our Israeli flag, and we'll be putting it up and waving it proudly. Am Yisrael Chai, which means what?
People of Israel live.
People of Israel live. Thanks to God, we do. Okay.
I did like I agree with Mel. We haven't done anything. We haven't fight with anyone. We didn't bomb any. We didn't do anything to anyone. We've never said kill anyone. We've never said kill.
We're fine neighbors.
We have never said anything like that to provoke anyone. Right?
Yeah.
I don't like Israel, but we don't give. This is an American false house.
You don't like Israel?
No, my point is
You mean
like
the people or the government?
the government. My point is
Go
like
to Israel.
all they do is fly a flag, and that's enough to call for a rude and violent attack on their property. And it's like they don't even know us. They saw the flag and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna frick with these guys," and it's so angering because if they don't even know us, and that's the problem is they saw one thing and they think, "Oh, I'm gonna get these Zionists because they hate Palestinian." It's like we haven't said
Proud Zionist, right?
anything.
Proud Zionist.
We haven't said anything against Palestinian children. We haven't said anything against anyone.
Not only that, but we live in America. We have no control
We were born
over
here.
what is happening in Israel. We could write, just like we have no control what our senators and congressmen and president does. We could write, we could do whatever we want, but in reality, those Jews that live in America, they're under American
They
law.
have
They're
done yes.
law, so we have
They can't control it.
Like blaming Spanish
Exactly.
here in England for being consistent.
Like,
We're-
you don't blame Spanish.
are not killing anybody.
No, I pretty much blame modern Spain for the.
Israel is not killing anyone.
It's just because like
That's how propaganda
and
works.
that's what I'm saying. 'Cause it's like
So Hannah had something she wanted to share.
There is something I'm not understanding.
Louder, please, Hannah. Nice and loud.
There is something I'm not understanding.
What's that?
Why would he cut the flag
Well,
instead of like taking the pole
It's a mess.
and just take the flag off?
I think he's very clearly communicating a message. He has a very long knife and he's hacking. Did a poor job, by the way, hacking away at it because it's a symbol. It's a message of aggression, right?
that
So.
he's like 5'4".
Yeah,
He's a short friend.
he's a short, stout little guy. But the point is, of course, it's very real and it exists, right? And this hasn't been the first time your mom and I've experienced this. Remember when we were living in Germany in the military? Somebody
carved a
Star of David or swastika? It was a swastika
on
our mailbox.
And not only that, and when we were in West Virginia, I got threatening texts
My goodness.
saying Jewish people, and we were,
Yeah.
just he was gonna.
You never told us that.
Yeah, I reported it to the ADL. I didn't report it to police because we were moving, but
There's not much they can do.
Yeah.
but so I
It's
mean,
better.
it isn't like we've never experienced it before. It's just that after 5 years, I mean, our American flag did get torn down, and so, but that was
they ripped out an American flag and threw it in the backyard.
right.
So that was anti-American.
Yeah, but what just feels like an Israeli flag feels more targeted.
It is.
It is.
It's targeted, yeah.
Absolutely, it's targeted.
Yeah, because they didn't cut the American flag.
Correct.
No.
They just threw it up.
They just
Yeah.
threw it on the ground, and it's like
Yeah.
we couldn't find it, and then it was maybe the wind blew it or something.
That's
No,
possible.
no,
Maybe that
there was something.
the
Oh,
day
the old
before.
neighbors because they moved away. Those are the ones that moved away.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this one feels like the mood of the country. It feels like
Interesting you say that.
yeah, it's
I would say that.
instead of people saying, "Hey, I know you're Jewish, and I'm getting all this information about Jews. Is it true? Can you point me?" People need to talk to other people and need to not listen to the propaganda that's putting out there. I mean, even on the Israeli side, I mean, we can't always believe, Israel's innocent in everything, but they're not. No country is innocent in everything. But at least
Well, I want to
find the source.
clarify if the big allegation against the government of Israel right now is that we're committing genocide. And we are
That
not
isn't. I
committing
mean,
genocide.
many countries
Okay?
have proven that.
If we wanted to commit genocide against the Palestinian people, we would have done that in 48 or 56
Why
or
would
67
why
or
would we
73 or any other wars, and we never did.
and why would we take 799 days to do it?
Right.
We could have done it the day after.
Pretty bad.
Funny
And
is-
say, okay, this
We
is our
should have-
excuse. Hey, let's go.
Funny you say that because Netanyahu actually said if we want to do genocide, we could do it in a week.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the
Exactly.
point. Why would we hold it out for 799 days?
Yeah.
Because we don't do that. They don't do that. They don't want that. All they want to do is have a place like every other Jew in the world, have their own little space
Yeah.
and be safe and not have to worry about because they're Jewish, and be attacked.
I
They
agree.
want to be able to go to their synagogue and practice their faith without being attacked. Do you see this on any other building? No, not in America, you don't.
So now I say they.
Any whoever the
believe-
anti, I don't know who the. I mean, it could be anybody that's anti-Israel.
Yeah.
So it's not just a particular people group; it's just whoever is, and that's doing these things.
Oh, you mean people in general who get attacked?
Like
Yeah.
the two National Guardsmen I just got
My
wounded. I mean, the guy did
Russian-
Allah Akbar or something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
cried Allahu Akbar.
And I don't think he was Muslim. I think he was just a crazy person. I don't know what
He was
exactly.
Muslim. He was Afghan.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's not just Jews that are getting attacked, but um, it is the mood of the day.
It is moving there. So I'll put that right there for later. Okay. So it's been an interesting morning. A lot of emotions, obviously. We did file a police report
Mhm.
so that it can go in. Hopefully nothing else will happen ever, but just in case we have a trail now. So yeah, very exciting.
That's never how it works.
Well,
Get away
Benjamin
with it.
raised a very good point today. He said it's just been getting worse and worse, and he's right. There has been an 847% increase in anti-Semitic attacks in the United States since October 7th of 2023. 800%. And I have to admit, neither the Biden administration nor the Trump administration seem to be doing a lot about it, right? I don't know what you can do. You can't police people all the time. You certainly can't police what's going on here. We do note that a lot of these attacks are, well, from Muslims, of course. Not all Muslims, but some. And a lot of them are from college age students,
Mm.
right? I don't know what's going on with the indoctrination with our college kids, but it's bad.
Well, they need to start thinking for themselves and stop listening to whoever.
Well, it's the
It's
college
true.
professors that get
Yeah,
taught this.
exactly. And the news and
Yeah.
all these people.
And there are the dogs again.
Where is
So sorry.
Is he outside?
He's upstairs. Like, oh, he's supposed to be upstairs.
Yeah. Any last thoughts before we
He's
move
gonna-
on?
He's gonna bark. It's like putting him in his cage. He knows we're out here, so he's gonna bark. It'd probably just be easier. Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
No.
No? Okay.
Just pray for whoever the guy is.
Yeah.
I believe it's a guy. I mean, it could have been a girl.
No, it was a male.
You see those hips?
Very clear.
We just pray that God will convict his heart till he has no rest. Because it isn't about us. It's about his heart. And if he has hatred in his heart for a certain people group, that's bad.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
It's really obviously it's anti-us, it's anti-Jews, it's anti-Israel, but most importantly, it's anti-God, right?
Yeah.
That's why people hate us, because we're living reminders that there is a God, and that He has laws and rules and boundaries for moral human behavior. That there is sin and there is redemption. So, yeah, it's a little discouraging, a little frustrating, but what can we do? So, yeah. All right. Having said that, we continue to pray. Yes. We continue to pray for Israel as well, right? We need prayer. As always, we say every week for Israel. Let me just get this closer. Okay, can't I? And the Jewish people, because like it or not, you cannot separate Israel from the Jewish people. You cannot. Like, love our government, hate our government, it's still our government. So,
Our government is the U.S. government, Dad.
for the Jewish people, Benjamin.
We're talking about the
We're talking about the Israeli government for the Jewish people. We're still intimately tied to it, like it or not. We also pray for our enemies, right? Not just Palestinians and Hamas, but
people,
all of our enemies around the world.
whoever they are. We all
Um,
have them. It doesn't matter if you're Jew or Gentile. We all have enemies somewhere.
well, we include in these prayers that all would come to a saving knowledge of Yeshua the Messiah. So that is the prayer. All right. Shall we move on?
Yes.
It's a bit dark and depressing. Okay. So we were talking the past couple of weeks about what Joshua so succinctly stated as the battle of beginnings. I love that. And we're not done with that, but we have to lay that aside a little bit this week and talk about something else because tomorrow night starts Hanukkah. Okay. Hanukkah. Joseph was like, yeah, no. Are you not a fan of Hanukkah, Joseph?
I think he's a Christmas guy.
He's a fan of the presents. He's just
Yes,
not a fan.
never complained about receiving gifts for 8 nights.
Right.
All right, so Hanukkah. And I know you guys have talked about this already. You could probably do this whole teaching by yourself at this point, which I'm okay with. Go ahead.
Well, Hanukkah is a. What was
You
that?
activated Alexa.
That was Alexis.
Oh,
Or Alexa, is that what it is?
did she answer your?
Yeah,
Really? All the way from in here?
yes. All right, so what is Hanukkah? We have the word up here.
Hanukkah is a feast of dedications.
Okay, so it's a Hebrew word that literally means dedication, right? And by the way, there are a million ways to spell it. It could be Chanukah, or it could be Chanukah, or it could be I've seen Chanukah, or I've seen Chanukah.
Yeah.
Take your pick. I think there's like 22 different ways to spell this, but it's pronounced Chanukah. And you got that thing going on, right? In Hebrew. And Joseph's picking up the duck. Oh,
You're gonna keep her in love captivity.
Oh,
she is going to jump off you the moment you look over. Okay.
for the podcast listeners, this dog is like
Oh,
70
Peter.
pounds.
Yeah, the big dog.
She's a good girl, though.
He is such a good girl. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So Hanukkah means dedication. And real fast, somebody tell me, what is the story behind Hanukkah?
Josh, you want to take it or you want
That's the feast of life.
Bad king oppressed Judah. A family called the Maccabees rose up and was like, hey, let's do guerrilla tactic against this guy. They did guerrilla tactics, and the king was like, hey, who cares? I'm just gonna leave.
No.
Everyone.
Well,
So let's be a little more detailed, although that was quite succinct, yes.
I forget the name of the king.
Antiochus IV. Antiochus IV. Wait, so stop for a second. Who was Antiochus IV?
King of Persia.
King of
Syria, Persia, right? Because all those kingdoms were just conquering each other all the time. So he was essentially Greek or Hellenistic, right? And he had a nomiker or a title he gave himself. Does anybody remember what that was?
It was like God man, right?
Epiphanes.
Epiphany.
Epiphanes means God man, yes. So
Ah.
he called himself Antiochus the God Man IV.
Oh, geez.
Because
There must be
no
one.
ego there, right? Okay. Yeah.
Well, he came in and he took over Israel and he totally went into the temple and destroyed it.
Okay, why did he attack us in the first place?
Well, everybody's trying to attack us, but I think this was.
I think it's because they were flying an Israeli flag.
Well, yeah.
That's why.
Oh, is that the part where they actually asked them to come in and
No.
help us? No, I don't remember why they.
That was wrong.
I
Later.
don't think it was a judgment from God.
Oh, it's absolutely a judgment from God.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it was probably one of the times where God said, if you don't turn away from doing bad, doing what I say, then I will have them take over.
Okay, so Epiphanes, not his real name, Antiochus IV, saw the Holy Land. He saw Israel, and Israel, that land, if it's taken care of, is quite abundant. It grows plentiful crops. It has fresh water source. It has mineral resources. The largest diamond exporter on earth is Israel. Yeah. So Antiochus saw this. He was like, "Yeah, I want that. That's for me." So he rushed down with his military, right? And did he just conquer us or did he torture us?
He tortured us.
He tortured us, maimed, killed. Is he the one that surrounded
He like
the
made above us with
temple
bodies with
and,
dead babies and
like-
with decayed.
put like armies around us and we had to kind of eat ourselves?
Well, they're always
Georgia.
That's down.
So,
I got some.
yeah, you got your
Probably know about
waters
this
mixed
mixed
up.
up, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it was pretty bad. And I don't know where that AI picture came from. That was just awful. But he came down and he tortured us and he went into our temple, right? And what temple was it at the time? This is about, the second
It
century.
was Solomon, right?
No,
No, it was a zoo.
Zerubbabel's temple. Smaller version of the temple, but he went there.
Because Herod
The
built
first Zerubbabel's temple wasn't destroyed.
Zerubbabel's temple was massed and rebuilt over by Herod.
Remember they put it in the center and rebuilt it into
Yeah. So it was a smaller temple, and Antiochus went in there and he said, you know what? You can't sacrifice to your God anymore because it's always against God. Always, always, always. Instead, you're going to have to sacrifice to
Archimedes.
me.
Oh.
Remember, he's a God man, right?
Oh.
And his religion, which was highly pagan and polytheistic, he made us up our sacrifices, right? And he forbid the study of the Torah. So he burnt thousands and thousands of Torah scrolls trying to destroy the written word of God. And he starved us and tortured us and raped us. And it was like October 7th, 2023, but from Syria-Persia. It was so bad that he did what with the dead bodies of our children, Joshua?
He made the mothers bear them until they decayed.
So he would tie, because he murdered a lot of the men, so he would tie the women, the bodies of the carcasses of their dead children around their necks and force them to wear them until the bodies actually decayed. And then the mom died of that corruption as well. Horrible thing. Just a wicked, evil, evil man.
Ew.
So, yeah, so we weren't going to take that sitting down, right? Obviously. So what happened next?
A family of brothers and a father called the Maccabeans decided that they needed to rise up against it. And so they probably gathered as many people as they could, if there were any men left, and revolted and won.
Indeed. So Maccabee is the name they gave themselves, right? And what does Maccabee mean?
Hammer.
Hammer. Bringing down the hammer. So the Maccabees, and just started again with a dad and his few sons. One of his sons' name is Judah. He's like the big star of the show. And they gathered more men as they began to do guerrilla warfare against the Syro-Persian army. What is guerrilla warfare?
You strike when you retreat, you strike again.
Yeah, you strike and you disappear. Then you surprise strike and you disappear. And you surprise strike and disappear. And it was terrifying the Syro-Persians. So, I'm sorry, Syrians, the Greeks. They kept this on, and the armor got bigger and bigger as they got more and more victories until finally, thanks to God, we drove them out of the land. We won. We won against our enemies. An extraordinary victory. What happened then, according to history and a little bit of legend?
They, you want to?
We rededicated the temple.
Okay, so we had to rededicate the temple.
They supposedly, the legend says that they found only one day's worth of oil, and so they said, okay, well, let's light it, because
I'm being inundated by AI images.
in the God had commanded that the light be lit all the time, and so, but they only had one day's worth, and so they lit it, and miraculously, we're not exactly sure if this is true or not, but
We are sure it's not true.
oh, it's not true.
Yeah.
It's just legend.
Oh my
That it
gosh.
stayed lit for 8 days until they could make more oil.
Okay, yeah. And the oil was for what?
The oil was like a light to the tabernacle, right? I mean, it was
Specifically. Oh,
It was
just for the menorah that was the lampstand that's in the really super tall lampstand
Yeah.
that was in the Holy of Holies. Most
nope. Just the holy place.
the holy,
Not the
place.
most holy place. Yeah. So this is the menorah, right? That's it's a copy, obviously. Obviously, it's not the real one. That stood in the tabernacle and later the temple, the holy place. Remember, the temple was divided in 2 rooms: holy place and most holy place. And the menorah was actually about 5 feet ish tall in real life, and gold. It was solid gold, and it was an oil lamp. So it had 7 oil lamps.
You should look at the picture they have of the one they rebuilt.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll add it.
Good. Okay, well, yeah. You got it? Excuse me. Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
'Cause that's the one they're going to use when they rebuild.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, in preparation for the building of the new temple, we actually have recreated the menorah for the temple service, and here it is. It's behind a bullet and blast-proof glass, and it is covered with solid gold. And as you can see, it has the 7 lamps there, just like ours.
Yeah.
And this is the actual menorah. It's going to be used in the new temple, like it's rebuilt in Israel, and it's just so cool.
So the things on the top are little oil holders.
Yeah, so these are actually oil lamps
With wicks, and
Yep.
then they would just come in and refill that.
with the special
Like
oil.
that's what they would do in the old tabernacle,
Exactly.
the old temple too.
So the oil has to be made a certain way. And God tells us in Torah how to make the oil just right. And it's only to be used in a menorah. You shouldn't make that oil and burn it at your own home
Right.
or something. So according to legend, it takes about a week to make that oil. But when they went to rededicate the temple, they being the Maccabees, after the great victory, there was only enough oil to burn one day. So they were like, oh, instead of waiting to push off this rededication a week, we'll start making new oil now. We'll just light this anyway because that makes absolute sense. So according to legend, they did, and miraculously it lasted 8 days, right? And that's where we get the legend of the miracle Hanukkah. Now, the myth of the oil never actually happened. There's no historical evidence at all to support that. This was a myth that was later added to Hanukkah, probably about the 10th or 11th century AD, to sort of give it this air of mysticism and spooky
Like God,
goddess.
it's almost like God affirming what they did.
Right.
You know.
To me, the victory of the Maccabees over the Syro-Persians is miracle enough to make this a time of great celebration. And Yosef's chasing the dogs around. Here's Max again.
Oh,
Hello, Max. Okay. I'm sorry about the dogs, y'all. We'll have to figure out something to do with them. Maybe we can put them down.
No,
I mean, for a nap. You know, something.
you're gonna get the SBC.
I know. Okay. Regardless, this is the miracle, right? That God gave us victory over our enemies. Joshua, am I able to pick up and broadcast? Maybe I could show them the Minecraft where the menorah stood in the Michigan made. Would that work?
Yes, do you still have a wall?
Yes, I do.
Because yeah, you can just do something in Minecraft.
Okay, cool. So since then, and this is about the 2nd century BC, we have celebrated this feast of dedication, really dedication of the temple, Zerubbabel's temple, back to God, away from paganism. And it's also come to celebrate the need for the Jewish people to be pure, away from Hellenistic or Gentile influence. What do you guys think of that overarching theme? The necessity of the Jews not to assimilate, but to be part of a set apart people that don't give into Gentile traditions and ways.
I think that's important.
I think the whole Old Testament is God's way of saying that.
Mm.
Because that's what he said. He says, I'm going to make you people that are set apart.
Yeah.
And he would always get mad at them when they would conquer a nation, they would take their wives and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, don't do that. You know, and he's like, you have to stay this nation in order to be set apart.
So and Yeshua himself, Baruch Hu, he repeated this, right? Saying, be you holy as your Father is holy, as God is holy. He said that in the New Testament. Here is our Minecraft recreation of the tabernacle. And actually, I know it looks like a silly video game. There's a lot of study that went into this recreation with the correct number of posts and the color of the fabric and things of this nature and the construction of the altar. And if we go into this, remembering that the ancient temple was patterned after the tabernacle, there's our cows.
Our poor cow.
Yeah, there's our laver. And then we go into the holy place, right? Right through here. And in the holy place, there were 3 pieces of furniture. We had, of course, the menorah, which we're talking about today. This one has 7 branches because that's how God designed it to be. He said 7 branches, and there's many reasons for that. Then we have the table of showbread. It's dark. Hopefully you can see it there, like that. 12 loaves there, and little jars of, I think it was frankincense. And then we have the altar of incense, which represents the prayers of the people going before God. And of course, beyond that, in the most holy place, we have the Ark of the Covenant. There it is. So very, very cool. But the star of the show today, as we talk about Hanukkah, is the menorah right there. And thanks to Joshua for helping me figure out how to make those lights and put it all together. It's very cool. So this menorah we have, what's the story of that real fast? Just out of curiosity. Where did this come from?
Well, that was
That
like
came from-
pre-World War II, right?
That was Germany, and you went to Germany, and the pastor there was cleaning out their attic, and they found that menorah in the attic.
So
In
close.
Germany.
It was actually a basement.
Oh,
They were cleaning out a building that they were renovating. Not really renovating, just cleaning out, making it useful. And in the basement, under a bunch of garbage and stuff, they found this little menorah sitting there forever and ever and ever, like it had been thrown away or hidden there. And they were like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, I do." And they gave it to me. Very cool. Anyway, so we've used that. And yes, it predates the war. So that's cool. What does all this have to do, this whole idea of Hanukkah, with God's people today? I mean, should we even celebrate it?
Jesus did.
Did he?
Mhm.
When?
John 10.
Ah, you had that one ready. Okay, so we're going to leave our little Hanukkah there, and we're going to turn in our Bibles to John chapter 10. So I'm going to go to Bible Hub again, great resource. And we're in John chapter 10. So Yeshua himself celebrated Hanukkah. This is important because Hanukkah is not one of the God-ordained original holidays listed in Leviticus 23, right? We have 7 holidays there, starting with Shabbat. Hanukkah's not among them because, of course, Hanukkah hadn't happened yet. So this is a holiday that marks a historic event of God's victory, not a God-ordained original religious holiday. So it's certainly not a high holiday.
It's more a cultural holiday. You know, it'd be like President's Day or
Oh,
you know,
interesting. I
Flag
mean,
Day or
sure.
something.
Why not?
You know, like
Right.
it's a Jewish cultural
Yeah,
holiday that because Jesus was part of that culture, of course, he would have
right.
celebrated it.
So we are in John chapter 10. I hope you can join us in your Bibles. In Joshua, what verse?
22.
22. You were just super ready for that. So can you give us some background? Who's talking? To whom is he talking? When is this happening? What is the context?
Winter, Hanukkah, we'll see later. Jesus is going up to Jerusalem to the temple.
Right. And would you like to start reading?
Okay. Now it was a feast of dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter. And Jesus walked to the temple in Solomon's porch, and the Jews surrounded him and said to him, "How long do you keep us in doubt? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." Jesus answered them, saying, "I told you, and you do not believe. For works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But you do not believe, because you are not my sheep, as I said to you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. Neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one."
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going because there's really good stuff here.
Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. And Jesus answered them, saying, "Many good works I have shown you from my Father. For which of these works do you stone me?" The Jews answered, saying to him, "For a good work we do not stone you, but for blasphemy, and because you, a man, make yourself God." And Jesus answered, saying, "Is it not written in your law, I said you are gods? If he called them gods, to whom the word of God came, if the scripture cannot be broken, do you say of him who the Father sanctified and sent into the world, you are blaspheming, because I said I am the Son of God? If I do not do the works of my Father, do not believe me. But if I do, for you do not believe me, believe the works, for you may know and believe that the Father is in me, and I in him." Therefore they sought again to seize him, but he escaped out of their hand.
Okay, so wow. I mean, really dramatic stuff going on here. And it is the Feast of Dedication, and it is winter. Because Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication, always happens in the winter. It's always on the 25th day of the Jewish month of Kislev, which for us this year starts tomorrow night, sundown tomorrow night, right? So it's always winter. Does it get cold in Jerusalem?
Yeah.
I think so. They had snow.
Yeah, I've been there in the winter. It gets really cold. I mean, it's not like Colorado freezing -1, but it's nippy and it requires a coat and you get snow, and that's cool. And how was the Feast of Dedication celebrated in the first century when Yeshua was?
Lights.
Give me more.
The entire temple would light up with like lanterns and oil lamps.
Okay, why?
It's symbolic for the menorah of the temple we did recently.
Okay, so it really is again menorah centric, right? So the ancient temple would be, and I'm trying to find a picture of this and I just can't find it. I apologize. It would be lit up right, blazing lights everywhere. And this is actually a picture of the menorah at the Western Wall. And this is not a menorah, it's a Chanukiah in modern day Jerusalem. And as you can see, it's just blazing bright forth. It's obviously on the 8th night of Hanukkah, and it's not this year, obviously. It was like last year or the year before. And a couple of things to point out here. One, this is not a menorah. It's not a menorah. This is a menorah, right? That's a word used in Hebrew in the Torah, talking about this lamp. It has 7. The Chanukiah, and that's what we call it because it's only used on Hanukkah, has 9. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why?
8 days of Hanukkah.
With
Okay.
8 days of Hanukkah, and then there's a servant candle that's in the middle.
What is the name? And let me get a picture that's not gonna be freaking us out. There we go. What is the name of that servant candle in Hebrew?
Shamash.
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 Shamash. So the Chanukiah has 9. We have the 8 for each day, and then we have a Shamash candle that's always lit, right? Even on the first day. In order to light the Chanukiah, and you probably know this, you take you light the Shamash first, and then you take the Shamash out and you use it to light the other candles. Now, in the Talmud, there's a big argument. Do you light the candles from left to right or right to left? Blah, 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 back and forth. It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, I know it's silly. But the point is you use the Shamash. So the Shamash has a light. That servant has a light, and the servant spreads a light to everyone that's there. Very interesting and symbolic. Chanukiahs come in all different shapes and sizes. Here's a beautiful one right here, right? Isn't that nice? I know. And let's see here. Can you see that, Hannah? See, I think you would like that one.
Ooh.
Is that gorgeous? I know. And there's another one, and there's another one. We used to have one like that a long time ago. I think we gave it away. Oh, that's adorable.
That's pretty.
Okay, yeah. But the point is, of course, it's spreading the light of Hanukkah, and it increases with every night. So the first night, you light the shamash and then 1 candle. The second night, you light the shamash and 2 candles. So by the time you get to the 8th night of Hanukkah, this thing is just blazing, right? Fire hazard in your house type thing. So many candles lit. Some people, instead of lighting the Chanukiah, just light the menorah, and they do it for 8 nights. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But the whole idea is the symbolization of the rededication of the temple and the relighting of that menorah right there, which again we have in our picture.
So
So
that's what I always thought is to light the menorah, because the menorah, the whole thing was lit, not just one candle.
Right.
So the whole thing was lit for 8 days, and that's beautiful.
it really is quite beautiful, which raises a question. What does the menorah represent? It's designed by God. The Bible says that Moses received the pattern of the menorah and the rest of the tabernacle on the mountain, on Mount Sinai. Why? Why don't we just have a cool single oil lamp that blazes really bright? Why
It
this
looks cool.
weird looking thing, which by the way has never been found in this form anywhere else in human history? This is uniquely Jewish. Look it up. Don't
Well,
believe me.
He said there's 7 spirits of God, and so it represents
Whoa, back up here, girlfriend. Where does it say that?
in Revelations
And
As if
somewhere in the
Isaiah.
Yeah, thank you. I know it's in 2 places, but I only know
Okay, can you look up the one in Revelation? And Joshua, would you please find our reference in Isaiah? Thank you. 7 spirits of God. What? What is this all about? Do you mean there's a deeper message to this idea of the menorah? By the way, the menorah is so uniquely Jewish. It actually is it's a symbol of the official seal of the state of Israel. I don't know if you've seen that. We know that our flag has the Star of David, obviously, but the symbol of our people is the menorah. Right there. There it is. Very, very cool. And this menorah is patterned after the menorah as it was in the first century temple. And we got this image actually off the Arch of Titus. Do you guys know what the Arch of Titus is?
No.
So when Titus went in and destroyed our temple in 70 AD, they looted the temple and they took away the menorah. It was gold, right? And the table of showbread and all the stuff. The Ark of the Covenant
it was
wasn't
a
there.
famous carving of Manoah being dragged up.
Yeah, and there's a very famous image on this ancient arch of our menorah being carried by these soldiers away. And it looked like this. So we're like, oh, okay, I guess that's what the menorah looked like. And that's the state, the seal of Israel today. But let's talk about this deeper idea of the 7 spirits of God. Where does this come from?
Isaiah 11.
Did you find it?
Mhm.
Isaiah 11. Okay. Oh, let me go back. Sorry. So let's go back and look at Isaiah chapter 11. So please, again, follow along in your Bibles with me. So let me go here. Sorry, it's taking a while to get there. Isaiah chapter 11. Here we go. And we're in chapter 11.
Starting verse 1.
Okay. And would you read nice and loud and clear? Very famous messianic prophecy passage. Here we go.
There shall come forth a rod from the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. His delight is in the fear of the Lord. He shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall strike the off of the wine of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked.
Excellent. Okay. Wow. This has been known to be a messianic prophecy for millennia and has been studied as such. And obviously it is. So, do we have 7 spirits listed here, Joshua, in verse 2
Yes.
of Sea 11? Can you count them for me?
You have the spirit of the Lord, spirit
Of the
of
Lord,
wisdom, spirit of
wisdom,
understanding,
understanding,
spirit of counsel,
counsel,
spirit of might.
strength, knowledge, and fear.
Yeah.
Oh. So God here elucidates 7 manifestations of a spirit, right? Interesting. Huh. And this spirit, it says, will rest upon whom?
The branch from stem of Jesse.
The shoot that will spring up from the stump of Jesse, the branch, netzel, from his roots that will bear fruit. Oh, this is somebody very special, very important. And the plot thickens. Okay, so we go to Revelation.
3.
Chapter 3, thank you. Let's see what we got here. Where should we start?
Verse 1.
Okay, so this is obviously written by whom and to whom and all that.
This is written by Paul, I guess. I don't know who wrote it.
So
John.
John, right.
Yep.
And it's written to the believers.
Yeah, so the 7 churches in Asia, right? Asia Minor and modern day Turkey. And this is a letter that John wrote to the church of Sardis. Don't die.
I'm done.
Okay. And what do we have here?
And to the angel of the church of Sardis write, these things says he who has the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know your works, that you have a name, that you are alive, but you are dead.
Hmm.
And there's also a reference to it in Revelations 4:5.
So 7 spirits of God.
Mhm.
Huh. So who is speaking?
That's the Paul to the
John.
church. Or John
It's all right.
John to Sardis, and he's saying what the Lord is saying to him.
So John is not saying that he has the 7 spirits of God,
Right.
7 stars, but he's quoting whom?
Isaiah.
No, he's quoting Yeshua.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeshua is talking. Remember in
Oh, that's right.
Revelation 1 and 2. Yeshua appears to John. Yeshua is in a glorified state. He's like blazing bright as the sun. And he's speaking to John. He's telling John, write the 7 churches. And this is what you're saying to the 7 churches. And to the angel or the messenger of the church of Sardis, write this. And then he begins this letter with the one who's speaking, not John, but the one who holds 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars, right? 7 spirits of God. Huh. And where else do we see this?
in Revelations 4, verse 5.
Revelation chapter 4, verse 5. So we're done at this point in the book of Revelation with the 7 letters to the 7 churches. And now it's a deeper revelation that God is giving John.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
And the beginning parts, he's describing the throne room. And then on verse 5, it says, and from the throne proceeding lightnings, thunderings, and voices. 7 lamps of fire were burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God.
Wow. So this is a vision of God's holy throne in heaven, right? There's lightning, rumblings, peals of thunder. Does that remind you of anything else in the Bible?
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
When God himself, who came down and visited Israel, right? And Moses, there was lightning, rumblings, and thunder. And then there were 7 torches of fire burning before the throne, which represent or are 7 spirits of God. This associates the 7 spirits of God with fire. Hey, menorah was 7 fires burning. What? Crazy. Is there another place in Revelation where it talks about the Lamb having the 7 spirits of God?
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. There was a whole bunch, so I just picked the first 2.
The
Sure.
lamb having seven horns and 7 eyes.
Yep.
And
Oh.
in Revelations 5, 6.
Yeah.
Is it Revelation 5, 6?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Revelation chapter 5. And we're continuing with this extraordinary vision that God is giving John, right? And verse 6. So a scroll is presented. Nobody could open the scroll. John wept. He was like, oh, I want the scroll needs to be opened and break the seals on the scroll. Oh, my. But then verse 5, and take it from 5, Joshua.
One of the elders said to me, do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, root of David,
Hey, there it is, Isaiah 11, root of David. Huh, okay, keep going.
has prevailed to open the scroll and to loose its 7 seals.
Hmm.
And I looked, and behold, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 living creatures, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as though it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. Then he came and took a scroll right out of the right hand of him who saw the throne.
Okay, so the lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes. Does this mean when we get to heaven, we're going to see Yeshua with 7 horns?
Yes.
Oh.
It's symbolic.
It's symbolic. How do we know? Because it
Okay.
says the 7 spirits are the 7 eyes are the 7 spirits. So 7 horns means complete or absolute power, right? Absolute power. No one has more power than Yeshua. He is Adonai. So the lamb had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which represent the 7 spirits of God. And we know earlier that the 7 spirits of God are equated to fire. And we know that the menorah was designed by God, given to Moses, to represent 7 fires, 7 spirits of God. So really, what does the menorah represent?
God, Jesus.
Yeshua.
Mhm.
This represents Yeshua, who, by the way, early on in his ministry, said that he is the light of the world, right? And there are only 2 lights, or were only 2 lights, in the holy place. What were they?
The
The,
incense and the menorah.
The menorah and I don't think the incense had light.
Yeah,
That glowed.
it
This was a fire, right? So yeah, there was the light of the altar of incense, certainly. But then the biggest light, the biggest source of light in the entire thing was the menorah, right? The light of the world. How very interesting.
Well,
Okay.
I went to the numbers and it's interesting, the placement of the light, because he said he arranged the lamps to face toward the front of the lampstand.
Hmm.
So that's
Why
it
is that important for us?
well, because it reminds me of when they were leaving Egypt, and the pillar of fire by night
Mhm.
would be in front of them,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
interesting.
and that the when Moses was on Mount Sinai, it was in front of him. You know, the burning bush was in front of him. So he's the the Alpha and the Omega. He's the foreshadow. He's the what is it? That talks about him being the forerunner. Jesus being the
Yeah.
forerunner.
Yep.
So it's interesting that the placement of where the light is also is very symbolic. Like here, technically, this is not right because it goes up. It should go forward.
Like an oil lamp, like a
Right.
first century
It-
lamp, right? That which is also interesting because it says in Psalms that thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path going forward.
Right.
Very interesting.
Exactly. And it's interesting that there's a more of
Good
a
point.
connection there.
Yes. And there it is again in Jerusalem, right? There we go. Very pretty.
And it's interesting also too, the incense went upward, but the light went outward.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what Jesus did.
Hmm.
You know, he went forward and upward, you know.
Yeah, that is interesting. It's beautiful. I've
Yeah.
always loved this symbol. So, knowing all of this, how do we celebrate Hanukkah today?
We
Food.
eat donuts. Anything fried.
Well, yes, but give me more.
Well, we light each night. We light the servant candle, shamash.
We light the shamash
And
candle.
then we
Yes.
light each candle to the prospective
Yeah.
day. And then we give presents.
Yeah.
And we gather together. We play dreidel and we
Dreidel.
eat donuts and fried foods and
Things we
give out
shouldn't.
presents. And
Potato latkes.
we have
That's a lot. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. Let's unpack this a little bit. So we light the Chanukiah, right? Although this is not a Chanukiah, it's a menorah because it has 7, not 8.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't that pretty? And we play a game called dreidel. What's dreidel?
Dreidel.
We sing a dreidel and basically Jewish gambling of food.
Jewish
Well, it
gambling.
wasn't gambling. Remember back when we were telling the history of Hanukkah, they were not allowed to study. Was it World War II?
No, this is the Torah.
Was it? Yeah, they
During
were not
this
allowed
time
to,
of Maccabees.
right. They were not allowed to have the scriptures. So what they would do is they created this dreidel, and they would spin it, and if it landed on, let's see, Hey, Vav, Sheen, and
Nope, you were close. Nes Gadol HaYasham.
I
So
did.
Nun,
Nun,
Gimel,
Gimel,
Hey,
Hey,
or Shin.
and Sheen.
Yeah.
Then they would
Hebrew letters.
memorize the scripture verses that are the
Yep.
Torah portions that
Yep.
would have those letters.
Start with those letters.
Yeah. So it was not just a fun game, but it was actually a way to keep the scriptures
Alive.
and that they would not forget. And
Now, the phrase in Hebrew, Nes Gadol HaYasham, actually means a great miracle happened there. And of course, that refers to the miracle of oil, which didn't really happen, but it also refers more so to the miracle of God giving us the strength to miraculously overcome our enemies. We were painfully outnumbered, and God gave us victory. So that was a miracle. Hannah, you had something.
Well, I said potato latkes.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Now, when you play dreidel, it is today. It's become a game, and you spin the dreidel, and each of the letters represents a certain thing, and you get chocolate coins called Chanukah geld, and you just share that back and forth. And at the end, it's all divided evenly, and everyone gets Chanukah geld. So it's just a fun way. Here it is to remember what happened, what God did for our people so long ago. What else do we do? Hannah said latkes. What are latkes, Hannah?
Potato pancake.
Oh, they are delicious. I eat too many latkes every year. You can tell. And it is good because my wife makes delicious latkes.
I made pre-made latkes just to test out a new recipe, and it was gone.
Actually, we're
Yes. So here is a demonstration of some latkes. Now in Israel, I was told by one of my patients who is Israeli, they do not usually eat latkes with sour cream or applesauce.
Really?
Yeah, which is interesting.
What do they eat them with?
Just plain.
It's not fun.
I just put sausage in the mix, and then
Kosher sausage.
turkey sausage,
Yeah.
and then throw some bacon and cheese on top.
Kosher bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Turkey bacon, turkey sausage, and then
Yeah.
so making it more of a savory thing. And
Make it delicious. I always love them, of course, and I always just put a little dollop of sour cream, which is apparently there,
even with
which is so good.
stuffed potato.
Oh, it's delicious. So these are latkes, it's potato cakes. And why have these become a traditional Hanukkah food?
Because they're fried.
In oil.
Yeah, they're fried.
So any food that involves oil during this time of 8 days, we eat. One, it helps us gain weight in the winter, and two,
Like
like bears. And two, it reminds us of the oil that used to light the menorah, right, in the ancient temple. What's another traditional food?
Jelly donuts.
Ah,
I don't like jelly donuts, so we just have donuts.
but jelly donuts are good.
They're okay, but I don't. I like cream filled. Can you have cream filled donuts?
Well, I guess
I mean, what's the part? Why jelly donuts? Why not just donuts in general? Because they're all fried.
it's just a European traditional food. So
any donut that's fried.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
So these are called sufganiyot, and they are a traditional Hanukkah food as well. They're just fried in oil,
Mhm.
filled with jelly donuts, and they are good.
Mhm.
Delicioso. So if you wanted to make those homemade, since you're this amazing pastry chef, professionally trained, one statewide contest, please feel free to do so.
Oh,
Yes, because they are really, really good. So we play dreidel, we have Hanukkah geld, we eat special foods. What else do we do?
I think we covered everything that we do.
Do we give gifts?
Gifts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
presents.
Yep. If you have the resources, if you have the money, then we also give gifts, right? And every day we give another gift. There's another picture of the menorah. And the gifts are usually in our family, we start out with like really small, simple things. Then each night we get something a little better. So by the time you reach the 8th night, it's a very special gift. And it's just to remind us of the joy of God giving us victory over our enemies. Quick question as we're getting ready to close. Yeshua himself celebrated this as we saw. He is God. So the very fact he celebrated it and his words and actions were recorded on this day add a deeper dimension to Hanukkah, right? So Hanukkah is not just about God's victory of our people over the Syro-Persians, but there's something else. What did Yeshua add to it?
Deliverance from everybody.
No, what did he talk about?
Including ourselves.
No, what did he talk about?
I have to get back to that.
Oops, sorry. I'm trying to give you a sort of a view there of the holy place. What did Yeshua talk about?
Oh, geez, John.
10:22.
That's 22.
Um,
Stub my toe.
I'm sorry. We just read it. What did Yeshua talk about there? What was the thrust of what he was really discussing?
Thank you, God.
that he's God, and if he, him and his Father are one, and if you don't believe him from who he is, then believe his works
Okay.
and what he's done.
So Yeshua used Hanukkah of all the times he could have to reveal again the reality that he is God in the flesh, right? So much so that the Jewish authorities that were there in the temple took up stones to kill him for blasphemy, right? Because you don't say you're God. Nobody does that. Well, of course, Yeshua was telling the truth. He was being very plain. So Hanukkah, for those who are born again, Messianic Jews or Gentile Christians, they can celebrate Hanukkah if they want to. They don't have to. It takes a deeper dimension. And suddenly each night that we do this for all 8 nights becomes a reminder of the deity and the authority of Yeshua the Messiah. How interesting. And that should be the overarching theme now of Hanukkah. Victory over our enemies, absolutely, but, or I should say, and God manifest in the flesh. Come down to earth, walk among us for 33 years so that we might know God's love. It's remarkable. And that is the story of Hanukkah. We have run out of time. Last thoughts.
No.
Latkes.
No.
No last thoughts? You guys are good?
Mhm.
I know you've been doing Hanukkah your whole life, so you're probably immensely bored with this.
Happy 100 to Dick Van Dyke.
I guess Dick Van Dyke turns out to be
Today.
So, well, happy birthday to
That's
Dick Van
about-
Dyke. I pray it gets saved.
I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. That's all we got. So next week we will resume our study on the Battle of Beginnings, creation versus evolution. But this week, starting tomorrow night at sundown, is Hanukkah. So spend every night. You can light your menorah, or you can light your 8 or 9 branch Chanuakah, whichever. In fact, I'm going to build one. I'm going to put it outside so the neighborhood sees.
Yeah, I'll set the house on fire.
I'm going to use
We're going to
Christmas
use lights.
How's he gonna use fire, man?
And we will show the neighborhood that we are not afraid.
Oh,
So
not bad.
celebrate this. We're not backing down. And the Chanuakah reminds us of the light of Messiah, the 7 spirits of God. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom to you.
And
Thank you
Merry
so
Christmas.
much. And Merry Christmas coming up. That's absolutely right. And please don't forget, as always, to pray for the peace of Jerusalem and the salvation of the Jewish people. And happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah Sameach. Shalom.